What is up, my peeps? I am your boy Cosplay637, and welcome to another episode of If You Give a Dad a Cosplay. I am your host, and as you know, it's part of the If You Give a Dad branch, hosted by If You Give a Dad a podcast by Jared, and then If You Give a Dad a YouTube channel. I cannot talk. If You Give a Dad a YouTube channel hosted by Tai Tiger. This is my one. I do cosplay-related content, stuff like that. And today, I decided I wanted to do a quick little PSA that I feel really needs to be discussed, because it's not highlighted enough, in my opinion. Now, most of you know me. I'm fairly easygoing. I chill with most people. I vibe with most people. I got no problem with most people. But a certain group of people have really been aggravating me lately, so I decided I wanted to make this PSA to get this out there to make people understand what they're doing is wrong, and that is hate. I am so sick and tired of seeing all the hate all over the internet, not just for cosplayers, but for content creators, for gamers, everybody. I am so sick and tired of seeing all this hate, so I decided I'm going to make a video about it. So I'm going to talk to you about several topics. I think I have 6 or 7 topics that I want to go over. And then if you got anything you want to know or you want to talk to me about, throw a comment down below and we'll go over it. All right? So with that being said, let's get started. So the first topic I want to go over is cosplay is for everyone. It does not matter your gender, your size, your race, your ethnic background. It don't matter. Cosplay was designed as a fun way to express your love for characters or anything else, robots, what have you. That's what cosplay was made for, was just a fun outlet to let other people see how passionate you are and let you show other people how passionate you are. Cosplay is all about the energy, the spirit of those characters coming to life via how you see them. It's not about just making the perfect representation of the character. That's not what cosplay is about. Cosplay is about taking the character and making them how you would see them. It's all about creativity. That is one of the biggest things that I can say to you, that cosplay is about creativity. So my next topic I want to go over is body shaming. Body shaming in cosplay, it needs to stop. It just needs to stop. Why people have the audacity to feel like they need to criticize somebody's size, I don't know. I mean, that to me speaks at a personal problem that you need to deal with, that you're not happy with how you look, so you're attacking other people. But size doesn't matter in cosplay. Whatever your size, plus size, tall, short, muscular, skinny, whatever, anybody can cosplay. I am 6'3", 290 pounds. I'm 42 years old, and I still cosplay. It's what I love to do. There are tons of people out there that cosplay that are plus-size people, that are very successful at it. There are some famous cosplayers like Evie Doomkitten, very famous cosplayer. Kitty Pie Sensei, very famous cosplayer, that are plus-size people. But the amount of hate that people get, it's ridiculous. Your body size should not matter to these people. And if you let it matter to these people, you're just letting them win on tearing you down. So let that go. And just be happy with being you and enjoy being the characters you want to cosplay as. If they're not skinny people, so what? I cosplay as Monkey D. Luffy, and he is nowhere near the size of me. I cosplay as Gambit from X-Men. He was nowhere near the size of me. But they're my favorite characters, and I want to bring them to life. So I cosplay as them. Now, this next topic is a very sensitive one. We've talked about size. Now I want to talk about race. Because I am so sick and tired of seeing people of color brought down because they're cosplaying characters that are not the same color as them. Now, my biggest problem with this is 90% of the characters people cosplay, they're not real. They're animated or they're fictional. So they do not have to have the representation of white-skinned. Okay, 90% of anime characters are Asian, and yet they're white-skinned. So when you see people of color cosplaying these characters, don't bash them. Raise them up. There are so many amazing cosplayers that I have seen that are cosplays of color, such as Night Mage, Jay Justice, and Mika Roll. Those are all amazing cosplayers of color, but they're constantly attacked because they're not the color of the character. That should not matter. To me, the fact that they're doing it, that they're out there enjoying what they're doing and bringing these characters to life, that's what should matter. That's what's important. So, next I want to go into gender of cosplayers. Now, with the world we live in, gender is a wishy-washy subject, I know. But I feel like there's too much hate going around the fact of people gender-bending characters. For example, females gender-bending as Link from Legend of Zelda when Link's actually a guy. Shouldn't matter. Guys gender-bending female characters such as Ruby from Ruby, the animated show on computer. It should not matter to anyone that they are not the right gender. What should matter is how they did the cosplay. How well does it look? How much effort did they put into it? How much time did they take to come up with this idea? You should be praising them, raising them up, instead of knocking them back down. Because it shouldn't matter what their gender is. You know, he, she, them, they, non-binary, whatever. If they want to cosplay, they should be allowed to cosplay and not, and I repeat, not attacked for it. It's beyond disgraceful. And it shows the world that the cosplay community is just willing to tear their own people down, let alone let people tear them down. And again, I can't stress enough how I can't let this continue to happen. It's just way too much that this continues to happen. Okay, my second to last topic, my last heavy topic, I will say, is gatekeeping and online hate. Cosplay should be a safe space. I mostly cosplay online. I go to some conventions, not that often. I'd love to do more, but I don't have the self-confidence because I get torn down so much online. So by gatekeeping, people can completely diminish somebody's self-worth, self-confidence. And we, as a cosplay community, need to back each other up. We need to be like, no, stop. Okay? Their cosplay is good. They've put the time in, they've put the effort in, they've done what they want to do with this character, leave them alone. But too many times I see comments on people's videos that are people getting torn down and nobody steps up. Nobody goes, hey, no, whoa, you're wrong. This dude's actually good, or this dudette is actually good. Instead, they just keep scrolling away. But if we're a whole community of people, we should act as such and back each other up and continue to support each other no matter what. If it's an online character or at a con. I mean, at conventions, I meet so many amazing people that cosplay and some that don't, that just like people that cosplay. But online, people are free to say what they want because they're behind their keyboard typing away. We need to, as a community, try to shut this down. We need to be able to back each other up and be like, look, it's not okay for you to treat people like this. So that brings me to my final, topic I wanted to talk about. Well, not really a topic, but my closing kind of statement. That the true meaning behind cosplay is it's a hobby. It's something people does for fun, to show their love and dedication to these characters, to these shows, to these book characters. And it's a labor of love for those of us that do cosplay and do these characters and do make our own cosplays, so that we can feel as we're part of this world. Because let's face it, the world we live in, guys, it's crap. Everybody knows it. Everybody wants an escape from this world. Gamers have their video games, book lovers have their books they can dive into. Cosplayers, we dive into our worlds of our characters and become a part of that world. And too often, we're ridiculed and criticized for it. And I, myself, personally feel like that needs to stop. So my closing argument here, my closing feelings for you guys is that as a cosplay community, we need to back each other up to make sure that we support every cosplay, no matter what size, race, gender, any of that. And just build this community to show the world that this type of hate, this type of bullying, it's not going to be in the world we want to be a part of. With that said, I thank you for listening to my rambling. This will be the end of my TED Talk. Until next time, guys. The next episode, I guarantee we'll get back into cosplaying and stuff. Until next time, later days.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of If You Give a Dad Cosplay. Now, if you like the If You Give a Dad genre, you need to check out the original podcast that's called If You Give a Dad a Podcast, led by Jared, and the spin-off YouTube channel, If You Give a Dad a YouTube channel, hosted by my Parabatai and best friend, Tai Tiger. We are all in association with the Zio to Hero podcast network. Again, thank you for watching, and till next time, later days.